for Chicago and its problem of gun violence and the mass shootings that happen here, and they don't make the national news. But we gotta call a spade a spade. And I'm really tired of every time we talk about guns, nobody wants to talk about the value of life. Nobody wants to talk about
because that's not getting action done right now.
No, but it's part of the problem.
It is,
and you can't ignore it. So let's at least give it some space to talk
I
about.
understand that.
Let's dig into it. So why is it so easy to kill somebody? And why, on the flip side of that, why is it so easy for us not to care that somebody got killed?
Well, like I said, me living in Chicago, I've seen a lot. And to my point, what I was trying to say earlier,
but this ain't about you.
This is. If you think that this is about me, and if you ever thought this was about me, you are clearly mistaken. This is about thousands and thousands of people who has been affected by gun violence and families.
Absolutely.
So, no, I am fully aware it has nothing to do with me.
Nothing.
But I do know, and I've seen it for myself. There's a lot of factors that play into that, like you said, and there's more to gun violence, like you said. There's poverty that affected people over time.
Are we talking about gun violence? Or are we talking about gun violence?
Can I finish my point?
Are we talking about gun violence?
Can I finish my point? You asked a question.
I'm trying to figure out who you're talking about.
I am talking about people in general.
Okay.
It could be about Chicago. It could be about New York, where you live.
Go ahead.
And I was telling people I live in Chicago, where it's considered a gun lovable city where people are always getting shot. That's why I said that. People have different conditions going on with them in different states. Some people live in poverty, which contributes to the gun violence. And some people, James, has become sensitized to the point to where at first they were valuing life. And they've seen
desensitized?
Yeah, sorry. They become desensitized. And it's almost like you don't know how to deal with it. And the people that has no sense of life, James, maybe it's to your point. Do you think they're mentally ill? Because I think it's part of it. If you could go out and shoot up a bus stop, or you could go out in Walmart and shoot 20 people, there's something mentally wrong with you, first of all. And I'm not giving them an excuse. But something isn't right.
So do you think there should be a comparison drawn between the person who did a mass shooting at a Walmart in El Paso and the guy or whoever, guy or gal, I don't know who it is that's doing the shootings in Chicago, but just to use Chicago because that's one of our reference points. Do you think there should be a parallel or a comparison drawn between the El Paso mass shooter and someone who commits gang violence here in Chicago?
Yes, so, I think to your point, it's a common denominator.
What is the common denominator that you can think of? Because what I'm seeing on my end,
the sense maybe the not having a because I mean, let's be clear. This guy who came into Walmart, he was full of hate. The people who act out in violence across the country and in everyday life, there's different situations. You know, people go to the store, they're hungry, they run into somebody, they get into an argument, they shoot them. I mean, just different scenarios. I don't know. I just literally made that up.
Give me my Snicker bar.
Right. So, you know, I mean, you could compare it, but there is something, and again, I'm not trying to go there, but I really think there's something mental. How can you just, like you said, James, how can you not value life that much to where you're okay with that, could wake up the next day and go on with your business?
I don't think it's mental. I think it's spiritual. I think there's something.
Spiritual.
Yeah,
who the hell is telling them to do that?
Spiritual. I'm not saying some spirit is jumping in them and telling them that, you know, I possess you, now go kill. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is that spirit is not connecting to other spirits, and it's not saying, hey, that's a valuable spirit, or that spirit deserves to float around too. I don't fucking know, man. But spiritual, morality, all that good stuff, they all tie together.
I just don't think it's one solution. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I don't think it's one solution to gun violence.
I don't know. You was coming in real hard
but
talking
when you
about
was,
the guns,
because you didn't let me finish,
laws.
And you didn't let me finish.
I don't know. You got tunnel vision in this department.
Yeah,
You got tunnel vision.
Do you understand what I wake up to and what thousands of other people? I don't know how else to view it. I live in it. Think about this. There is no other state that wakes up like Chicago has to wake up. So excuse me for always putting Chicago in the forefront of the fight.
Wake up with headlines of a lot of people dying and of racist politics. And
I'm sorry to say, but El Paso, they had 20 deaths in a whole year. We had 20,000. Okay, we didn't have 20,000. But we had 2,000 homicides in a year. I mean, come on. But this is a national crisis. I've been saying this. I don't want it to spread, though. That's not the right thing to do. We need things done. We need action. Call your local congressman, because this is ridiculous.
I don't even know where to begin with gun violence, guys. Like, I just don't know. The problem is so big.
You do know. You just said it. Mental ill facilities.
Mental health facilities?
Go on your little rant. You was
see, the thing is, it's like this guy who just and I hate going to El Paso and Dayton, but these are two very sane fucking people.
They're not. These are white supremacists.
Yeah.
They're not sane.
Yeah. I think we're making a mistake by calling white supremacists insane. I think we're making a mistake by saying that. Because when you're saying that you're insane, that means you no longer have control over your mental actions. And these are very methodical and planned out actions. Okay. And so insanity is not something that associates with that level of intent. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Okay.
So these people are not fucking crazy.
Right. Because, normal people normally drive 10 hours to go kill 20 people. So, yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, a normal person would do that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, normal people don't kill people for fun.
Normal people don't
Normal
kill
people don't kill people because of who they are. A white supremacist is insane if he wants to kill somebody. You could view.
I don't think he's insane.
View it however you want to view it, but don't go kill anybody.
I don't think he's insane.
I do.
I don't think he's insane.
I do.
I think his soul is gray and his heart is cold and he's going to be in hell for eternity. But I do not think the man is crazy. I just think the man had a mission. It's a very sick mission. It's a very hurtful and hateful mission. But I don't think he's crazy. And here's another thing. Our president, I don't think he's crazy either.
Me either.
But he a white supremacist.
He don't kill people. That's why I said I don't think he's crazy. He don't kill people.
He's the president.
He don't kill people. Who has Trump killed?
Listen to yourself.
Who has Trump killed?
Every president has killed people.
Okay.
Every president.
Do you want to do this?
Every president has killed people.
Do you want to do this?
Every president has given the order for a motherfucker to die.
Well, if you want to go on that route, then he's killed children.
Yeah. Sure.
Children has died in his custody.
But he's also a very sane white supremacist.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that. And look, guys, You heard me in the last podcast. You know how I feel about the Cheeto, He ain't all bad in my book, but a spade is a spade, and you're racist, He's racist.
No, there's actually a deeper problem here. You have mass shootings going on where people are dying because of who they are. And the president of the United States is emboldening these people. This is the same person that laughed when he was talking about immigration, and he asked something like what I'm going to do with him or something. And the person says, shoot him.
Session
no,
5,
it's not. This is
4,
James,
3,
I am so serious.
2,
this is not a joke.
1.
This is not a joke. This is not about Donald Trump. The people who listen and needs to hear this. This is a dangerous spot in our democracy right now in this country. We have a president that is leading the pack of white supremacists. And they are acting on it. We ought to be afraid.
No, I don't think we ought to be afraid. I think we ought to be very concerned.
I'm afraid. So I need to. I react off of fear. So he gone out of my book.
I think we need to be the direct opposite of.
I'm scared of getting shot in Walmart.
We need to be brave. Right now, we need to be brave.
We
need to be brave. And
I agree.
We need to be courageous, and we need to be active.
I agree.
Too often we allow other parties to facilitate things. And
This
we
is
allow
not
other parties to, and I'm not saying political party, I'm just saying other parties as other people. And we allow other people to dictate our own lives. And at some point, we have to take action. And we have to say enough is enough.
Right.
I feel that with guns, it's going to take an approach that's very similar to that. And it's going to have to start in our own houses. It's going to have to have conversations with our own kids.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
If
guys.
you see something, say something. Why is 70% of murders being not solved, or why is 70% of murders not solved in Chicago? And then and then you ask yourself, how many people are actually saying something? The number is even lower. So I mean, of course, nothing is being solved. If you see something, say something. This man was writing all over the internet. Nobody turned him in. This is not anything to play with.
It's not. It's really not. And you know something else that's not to play with?
What?
The NRA.
I'm so sick of them.
Oh, my God.
Look, I'm sorry. Look, first of all, this is all part of nobody wants to. I get it. Politicians, they get money from the NRA. At the end of the day, is there any policy, James, that you know of that could stop the NRA? Is there anything on the books? You do a lot of reading. Is there anything that we could do to stop the NRA?
Well, here's the thing.
Are they a lobbyist group?
They are a lobbyist group. They are one of the largest lobbyist groups.
National Rifle Association?
Yeah. There's actually some legislation that's going up, or that's making its way up the ladder on the way to the Supreme Court.
Oh. That
will kind of undo some things that the NRA has put into place.
Okay.
But to answer your question, is there anything that can stop the NRA? We're just going to have legislation that takes their power away. I don't want to speak out of turn, but yeah, there's legislation that's moving in play to challenge the NRA.
An issue that I have is, I know you said, why do people have guns? I have a similar question, but why do people have to have military guns? Now, that's the part I'm just not. Why do you have to have an AK-47?
Yeah, why do you have to have an AK-47?
Yeah, why do you have to have an AR-15?
Who spends $1,500 on a gun?
Yeah, so that's what I have an issue with. Why do you need magazines? I'm sorry, you trying to kill people. Oh.
That's exactly what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
If you got a magazine, you're definitely trying to fuck somebody up.
Right.
Like, what? No.
Yeah, my mom and dad don't have a magazine and, I mean, what?
Why does your mom and daddy have a gun?
I don't know. It's something new. But I'm glad they have one so I could finally do this argument because, they're, people that you would never expect to have guns, I guess. I don't like them.
America.
I don't like them.
America, throw your gun away. Throw it away. No, don't do that.
Be responsible.
Don't
throw your gun away. Be responsible. Now, Chicago, get rid of all your illegal guns because we got too many here.
All guns should be illegal, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. See, he gotta be from here to know. He just don't know.
I'm sorry. I feel like having guns is doing nothing but exacerbating the problem. It's just making it worse.
So I guess I was gonna ask you, do you believe fewer guns will equal lesser crime?
I believe fewer guns in combination with social programs to address reasons why people go out and harm other people, in combination with legislation that not only is doing criminal background checks, but is holding gun makers accountable.
That's gun makers.
Gun makers.
Wow, that's a good one.
Gun makers and gun sellers accountable.
Yeah.
I think those things mixed together would make me happy.
Yeah, you really want to get to this, why people kill people.
We got to figure it out.
I don't know, but what
we got to figure it out.
I don't want to go on the whole thing here, but once you figure that out, now what? What's your solution?
Once we figure that out, then we'll be able to figure out a solution. But first, we got to identify the problem. If you don't know what the problem is, then you just run around in circles. You're dealing with symptoms versus dealing with the actual issue.
So people hate when they're on the news dissecting the guy or woman, whoever killed people. They dissect this person, figure out why they did it. You're saying we need to do this on a more deeper and detailed in a policy level.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.